Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to check the chain tension and, if needed, adjust the sag on your motorcycle chain on the F850 GSA, which, by the way, once again also applies to the 750 and 850 GS and probably pretty much most of the GS bikes except for the obvious 1200 and 1250 that has a drive shaft. So if you have the owner's manual for this bike, you can see all the instructions on how to do this on page 218 and I think it's on page 207 of the 750 GS manual. So now the chain tension is different from a bike with standard height versus bike with lowered height. So if your bike is standard height, you're looking at 40 to 50 millimeters versus a lowered one, which is gonna be 25 to 35 millimeters of sag. So why that is because if it's lowered, it doesn't need that much travel for it doesn't need that much sag. It's already that much closer to the ground. With the standard height, there's more suspension travel, there's more give, so you would need more sag. You don't want a chain that's too tight. Now, in order to do this, you would need to put the bike on its side stand and engage it in first gear. Obviously, the bike needs to be off, so it has to be in first gear, and roll the bike until it locks. I think mine's on neutral. So until it's engaged first gear, all the way, lock, put it back on its side stand. So let's get started. Okay, so since we're already down here, we might as well check the chain wear. And in order to do that, you have to count 9 rivets. So I'm just gonna start with this one as a number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And the length from one to the other should not exceed 5.7. So I'm just gonna, right there to right there, the length is exactly 5 inches. So I'm good there. It says it should not exceed 5.7, which would be over here. So I'm still good. And the reason why is as the chain gets older and with more wear, it tends to stretch, it tends to have more how do you say it, more play even side to side. I can't do it right now because obviously it's like set, but on a loose chain, if it's off the bike, new chain, you can barely wiggle it, but old chain that's been used a lot, there's gonna be a lot of play. So now we're gonna measure chain sag. I got a more sturdier measuring tape. So we're gonna measure this, push it all the way up. Right on the swing arm. All the way up, 3/4 inch. All the way down. All the way down. All the way down is 2.5. So then what you have to do is minus that number. So the number that I got here, which is 2.5 inches, minus the number that I got when it was like this, and it was 0.75 inches. So 2.5 minus 0.75 is 1.75. The range for the normal sag for a standard height BMW is 1.6 to 2 inches. So I am within range. And now some people in the forums, this is just an awkward position. So I am good. I don't have to adjust, but I will show you anyway how to adjust in case you are out of spec and you need to adjust the tension. But I just want to sit here real quick. Moving on, I just want to show you if it is out of spec, you do want to adjust it. Here's how you do it. So if you do need to adjust it, you're gonna need a 34 millimeter wrench and a T45 Torx bit. So I'm gonna show you right now. For my setup, it's as is. I don't need to do any adjustments. There's lines here. I don't know if you could see it. Mine is on the first line, and you're gonna have to look at the other side, because once you loosen this axle, you're gonna have to loosen this with the T45 Torx, and that's how you're gonna adjust, pushing back to make it more tight, or pushing forward to make it loose. But you're gonna have to do that on the other side as well. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you is when you do need to do that, when you do have to adjust the when you have to adjust the chain tension, you're gonna have to put the bike on its center stand or whatever it takes to get the rear wheel off the ground, because otherwise you're not gonna be able to adjust it, which is a pain, because after you do the adjustment, you're gonna have to put it back on the side stand, do the, engage in first gear, all that stuff in order to get the correct measurement. So on this side, you'll also see that there are lines here, and for mine is one line number 1, and that's my setting. So you don't need to do anything with this side. You only need to loosen with the T45 Torx on the right side. And once again, to loosen, push in, tighten, push out. So when you're done with all of that, you do need to tighten it back up. So the axle nut here, you have to torque it back to 74 foot-pounds or 100 Newton meters. So the bolt here tightens to 14 foot-pounds of torque or 19 Newton meters. So I hope you guys find this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you have questions, just send it below in the comment section. Also, if you have ideas for future videos that you'd like to see, maintenance and whatnot, or whatever is good, just let me know. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.